Welcome back for part 3 of the rebuild on this Gary Fisher Marlin. So last time we went ahead and stripped it down. Since then I've kind of washed it down, degreased it, looked over everything, and you know it's got a few scratches here and there. It's about the sort of condition that you expect on a bike this old. All the welds are good, there's no rust. There's one little dent. I don't even know if it'll show up on camera. Just right there, kind of on the bottom side of the down tube. This is a steel frame bike, so it can dent and it doesn't lose any integrity. And so that's just kind of cosmetic. And then of course it does have some blemishes in the paint, but you know, not to the point that I'm gonna repaint it or anything like that. I think overall it's just fine. So first thing we need to do is tackle this new headset. I have it here. So my FSA headset, it's basically the same thing as the old A head, and I just picked this up on Amazon. This one was really inexpensive. It was $7 or $8. I'll link to it down below, but yeah, these are pretty decent. And then, you know, I have a handful of homemade tools, so this is actually my headset press, but I'll go ahead and show you how I put that in. Okay, now that this is lined up like it's supposed to be, I can go ahead and just press it in. Sometimes it takes a little bit of fiddling around with it to get everything lined up straight. Okay, and that's one in and one to go. Okay, so now I'll just go ahead and finish pressing in the top cup. Hands are greasy. Okay, so that's on there good now. Okay, so here I have the fork I'm going to use, and I need to put this race on it. So I'm going to go ahead and grease this. Slide that on. Then I have this old piece of PVC tubing that actually just kind of fits on there. And that's it. It's together. Okay, so now to assemble the rest of the headset, I have a bottom seal that goes on first. Then I want to get this good and greased for the bearing cage. Same thing on the inside of the races. Go ahead and grease the inside of there. And drop on my first ball bearing. Slide that in there. Then I need to grease the inside of the top race. Drop on the bearings. Drop on the race. Looks like the seal goes on first on this one. There's the seal, the race, the wedge, and then I need to put the headset on to hold everything together. And I'm going to need some spacers. so I went into my stash and got my spacers, and now I just need to tighten everything down. That feels right. And just line up the stem. Okay, so next I want to install my cranks. I decided to convert these Dior LX cranks to a single speed, so it's difficult to find these 5-bolt chain rings in a narrow wide, so this is going to have to do for now. I did buy these red chainring bolts in order to make it work. They're a shorter bolt so that it'll bolt through without the larger chainring on the other side. So those are real helpful, and I think they're going to look nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and bolt on the cranks real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and assembled these handlebars. So they're going to go on next, and I'll show you that. Okay, so now we're starting to get something that looks more like a bike. So here's the handlebars. Just need to tighten these down a little bit more, and I can start getting the wheels together and the rear derailleur. Then it's just going to be a matter of doing up the cables. Alright, so the bike is all together now, and I did skip over a few parts of the build, but that video was getting a little long, so I cut some stuff out. But just to kind of wrap it up, we have a SRAM X9 9-speed shifter. I went ahead and used these Tektro V brakes. They work really well. For the front wheel, I've upgraded it to this Trek System 2 wheel that has a matrix rim, and I have these Bontrager Revolt tires for it. And they do have kind of a gray sidewall on them, kind of a nice look. Went ahead and put in a red bottle cage to do some color coordinating. The rear wheel, so it's a little bit mismatched wheel set. This is actually an old XT hub on a Mavic 217 rim, and another Bontrager Revolt rear tire. So it has the matching gray sidewall, and we have a SRAM X7 rear derailleur. I didn't realize when I was putting things together that Shimano and SRAM pulled different amounts of cable. So this is it. This is the bike all together, and my daughter's really going to enjoy this. So go ahead and like, subscribe, comment below. Check me out at Lance R. Hatch on Instagram, and you can see more bikes there. Thanks.